When the world has got you down, put away that great big frown.
Hello, this is Liz Bitgood. Welcome to Manager Memo, a bi-weekly podcast that beams from the beautiful hills of Dudley, Massachusetts. Manager Memo is a business forum where the fundamentals of planning, organizing, leading, and evaluating are discussed and debated. Your host for our show is Len Samborowski, Management Chair at Nichols College. And now, on with the show.
Welcome to Manager Memo, where we learn from leading practitioners in the field of management. And today, we have special guest stars that are going to talk to us a little bit about how you plan, how you organize, how you lead, and evaluate football. So, hey guys, welcome. Thanks a lot for coming today. And if you don't mind, I'm going to put on my Nichols gear.
Oh, yeah.
All right, a little bit, all right?
Yeah.
Football, how am I looking? Fresh? All right, okay, very good. So let's, got some swag going on. Let's go around and who are you and what position do you play?
My name is Mann Mikev Lee, and I play inside linebacker.
I'm Mike Mendez, play wide receiver.
Devin Williams, I play nose tackle.
Brian Camacho, free safety.
Matt Campbell, I play tight end.
I'm Robert, I play O-line.
I'm Kyle Norton. I also play O-line.
All right, so tell us a little bit about your Nichols College experience. Now, we could go on for days with that, but tell me about the agony and the ecstasy of Nichols College football.
I mean, I can't think of a better way to end my football career as a whole. Coming down to one last play, you have the realization when you're on the field that this is going to be, the last play I ever play, and for it to end like that, and, end with everybody, celebrating on the field like that, it was a great experience.
What a ride. We stuck through it. 4 years here, the ups and downs, but when it rains, what comes out? The sun.
Yeah,
That's what I did.
Now, you come in with a plan in your head. How are you going to make this happen? This football fits in with everything else you're doing in college. So what was your plan when you came to Nichols College?
My plan was to hopefully play, start winning. I came from a winning program, so I thought I'd be able to help Nichols continue that. And then in the beginning, wasn't feeling like it. And then as seniors, I feel like we were able to start that.
Right.
So.
I wanted to play football. I wanted to win games, obviously. I knew the program was in a rough spot, but I wanted to be a part of the turnaround. And the first couple of years were definitely tough. Last year was definitely, I think, the worst year.
Yeah.
We were expecting a lot more, but
Right. So you had disappointment, but
yeah. But like Kyle said, this could have ended in any better way.
yeah, that's great.
Yeah, I think last year was extremely difficult, at least for me, because I had a lot of good friends on that team, so did everyone else, but we wanted to win so bad that year because we thought we had the team. Coach Olmstead put us in the right spots, and we just didn't execute, and this year I don't know what happened. I can't really understand how, but it happened, and now Nichols football is great again, and I firmly believe that.
That's great. One of the things that I think Coach Olmstead does so well is he organizes the right way. So how do you think? What about the organization of the team, Mike?
When I first got here, it was really unorganized. There was a lot of just cliques and stuff. We really didn't get along with everybody like we do now. And now Coach came in and just, at first we didn't know what to expect. He finally we believed in what he had to say and believed what he was doing, and we just went with it. But Coach Olmstead was great with organization. We always had a schedule. Our schedule was made every day for practice ahead of time. We were ready to go every day, and that's definitely a big part of why we were so successful.
I think it was just a matter of buying into the things that he believed in. We had to agree with him. We had to believe him. We had to trust what he was saying. Trust the process. He always says that. I feel like that's
Trust the process. That's good.
Yeah,
That's
he
good.
says that all the time. Trust the process, and I think all of us right here that are sitting here, we finally trusted the process, and it finally showed on the field. And it was about time it did, because
Were there people that didn't trust the process and they're no longer with us?
Yeah,
without mentioning names.
The people that didn't trust the process aren't sitting here right now.
Yeah, They're gone, right?
Easy.
They're
Yeah.
gone, right?
They could have been here. They probably wish they were here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because when we came in as freshmen, there was 50 of us, and all 50 kids could play ball.
Yeah.
There were
Yeah.
some good kids that left,
Right.
unfortunately, but
And we're down to 7 sitting around here right
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
so,
You seniors are leaders. You really are. And I admire leaders. So I want you to tell me about each one of you, if you can. If you can think of what was your example of leadership or your toughest leadership situation that you were in here on campus. Who wants to start out? As a captain. How's that? I mean, you're a leader by definition. You got a C on it. What's your toughest challenge about being a captain on a team?
I don't know. I think the toughest challenge I think at first is that you don't realize how much of an impact you have on the team, and how much guys really look up to you, and your actions on and off the field everyone just notices it, and that goes down to the younger guys. So I think I've always been the type of person where I feel like I've led by example. Whether that's in the classroom, the weight room, on the field. And, I think that my attitude and the way I go about things, that translates down into the younger guys. And at least I think that's one of my biggest contributions that I made to, this program growing.
Great. Captain 2?
I think it comes down to, obviously everyone on your team is friends, but there's a point in time where you have to take control as a captain and hold them accountable for their actions and make sure they're on time to meetings, make sure they review their game plans, make sure they go to lift. That's all part of being a captain. Sometimes, me being a nice guy, you can't, sometimes you gotta get in their face and let them know what the deal is, because in the end it matters that you're there, it matters that you're lifting, because if you miss it and you're oh, he's my best buddy, I'm just gonna let it slide, that's how teams get worse, and you gotta keep getting better in order to succeed, especially in game of football where it's the ultimate team game. There's no individuals. So I think it's just having your voice heard. People respect you if you raise your voice and let them know how it is, and they understand when it's time to play ball. They're with you, and they're right by your side, and they respect the things that you do on and off the field.
Camacho, how about back there in the secondary? How did you lead back in secondary?
Like they said, we came in as a freshman class, a really big class, and my sophomore year, I was the only defensive back left out of my recruiting class. So it's not that it was given to me, but when all the incoming freshmen came in, they kind of looked at me as, all right, he has a year in type of deal. What should he do? What does he do that I want? And I just basically just busted my tail every time I could, because football is fun, but it's not forever. And I realized that early, and the guys just under me, they just looked up to me, they pushed me, made me better every day, and I just wanted to make sure that they got the message that if I'm working hard, you're gonna work hard.
Right.
And while you're working hard, someone's watching you work hard, and it just creates a kind of a chain.
Right.
So you always want to pass on the message to work hard, work as hard as you can, be better every day. Don't just go out there and stay the same, because that's not how
Always improving, right?
That's
Always
not how you
improving.
turn the program around. And
Right.
these guys that are sitting up here, they're the definition of hard workers. And I wouldn't go anywhere else besides this room right here.
That's great.
With these dudes right here.
Hey, Mike, how about you? Leadership.
Part of the biggest thing with leadership for me would be I was the only senior receiver this year, so I had a bunch of sophomores and freshmen below me. They were big play guys. Obviously, Tony and Brendan Massey. They were both them two pushed me the most, and I know that I can't. All eyes were on me because I've been here 4 years. I know how it is. I know how everything went. So I just made sure that I pushed them back every day. Made sure they got better every single day, every practice, every film session. Tried to get them to go to class. Did whatever I could, just to make them better, and just try and really work on being the leader of the young receiver group. And now they're going to be here next year and show everybody else
Absolutely.
what to do.
Absolutely. That legacy, you're going to pass that on to your younger guys, right? Now, you linemen, the unsung heroes of the football world. I've always said you can't have a winning team without a good lineman. You got to have the big booty to be able to play football, right? So how about you guys? How about the leadership and what you did, Devin?
I think being as like a leader, one of the biggest things that you can do is make the sacrifice. And one of the sacrifices I had to do throughout the season was, just like Mike, I was like one of the only senior defensive linemen, and the players below me were sophomore and freshmen. So I decided that it's time for you, and not as a leader, but like boost them and let they become leaders for themselves. Let emerging leaders like Alex Wavy, he became leader for a D lineman. I pushed him, he pushed me, and that's how it is. You just got to make certain sacrifices to help build the team.
Excellent, excellent.
You know,
Guys?
I think like from the O line is really sort of a different group more than like any like
Always. Definitely different.
They're weird guys, Cal.
Than any other group, because you know any other group can really have sort of individual stars that can sort of make that group. Where the O line, like you really are only as good as your weakest link.
Right.
So you know, I think you know.
I'm gonna be faceless.
Yeah, like coming together and really not being 5 individual guys, but you know one
whole
collective unit.
Right.
I think is the biggest thing about playing that position. I think is the biggest challenge, because like I think we take the most time to sort of get together. But
Right.
once we do, you know, like really good things come from it.
I feel like we had a younger O line. I mean, you and I were in there, but we also had our center was only had one year of experience like starting, and then our tackles were freshmen too. So we definitely had to on the field lead, and whenever like they were freaking out or something was wrong with them, they were able to look at us. And I think that's huge, so they can like next year when they have freshmen come in, they can keep that going.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think the biggest change this year was the fact that the freshman to junior classes understood like what we went through and how much effort and hard work we put in, and they understood that we were the leaders of the team. So they practiced harder, they lifted harder, they took the extra step for us. You know, they didn't do it for themselves. They wanted to get 6 and 4 because of what we did and what we went through. So I think that was the biggest change, is that in past years, the younger kids really didn't go as hard. They said, oh, whatever, it's just, we'll let the seniors take care of it, or the juniors. Like, that didn't happen this year. There was a lot of young leaders too, because they understood what we wanted. We needed other people besides us in this room to step up and take responsibility and take control on the field.
So we're going to finish this up with evaluation, all right? And I think we've all evaluated that we're on the right track. And certainly our good coaches, our great coaches that we have, Coach Olmstead and his staff, they don't need me to evaluate or you to evaluate, but I just want to ask, what do you think the future holds for Nichols football? What's your evaluation of the future for Nichols football? You come back here in 20 years, what are you going to say?
Hopefully this is, man, a bunch of trophies.
Banners and trophies? Yeah.
Banners and rings.
Okay.
Because those younger guys that put on the show for us senior classes, I have not seen young talent.
They're special.
Watching them is like watching art. Kind of deal. We have the offensive side. Give it
Poet Camacho speaks.
Just big shout out to the offensive line, but Chris Mullins and Tony Massey, all them dudes, they're freshmen and sophomores. It doesn't get any better than that when you got youth and the recruits that are about to come in. Because this last season, the weight room, Nichols, I don't know, it's about to be on the map.
There you go.
I wish I was 18 and a senior.
I wish I was a freshman.
I'd like to start it over again, right?
Yeah.
But I think you said it, somebody said that football doesn't last forever, and you went out there and you did it. So, you know, my hat's off to all of you. You just hung in there, you persevered. You're a great talent. And, you know, the manager memo, we talk about business leaders, right? You are leaders in your field, whether it be sport management, whether it be finance or general accounting, whatever it is. You're going to be leaders in your field, and well done for that. Because you know how to plan, you know how to lead, and you evaluated yourself and put yourself in the right position. So thanks for coming on today, a manager memo, where we learn from practitioners in the field, and these are the future practitioners in the field of business. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's have one big hood. Ready? Thank you very much.